Well, hello there and welcome to issue number 121, and this issue is all about the Capricorn rat. And as you can see on the caption prior to the video, those are all the dates you have to be in this Western and Eastern astrological combination. Any questions, comments, they're very welcome. Just post them on here or message me, inbox me, whatever you want to do. All feedback is very, very welcome. Okay. So let's start in the beginning as the Capricorn rat as a child. Well, you have the rat, which I've spoken about, which is very, very, needs to be first, right? Okay, so they're very, very alert, they're a very, very quick child, excellent learner as well, very, very bright. But you have the Capricorn who likes to steadily progress, to do things in a controlled environment, in a controlled way. They like authority, whereas sometimes the rats can be a little bit rebellious, so there's a little bit of a conflict going on in their minds. But normally the Capricorn wins through because, you know, the Capricorn is very powerful, and it's detachment, and it's also its way of calming itself down very therapeutically, where the rat inside may want to just have a dart about. And sometimes the rat, as we're going on later through school and into them teenage years, college years, university years, can be a little bit promiscuous. But the Capricorn wins through here because they want quality, not quantity, so they always bide their time. They are very good at holding the rat in check in themselves by saying, no, hold on a minute, you know, let's think about this a bit more thoroughly. Let's, you know, think about, is this person right for me? So they are looking at the quality, and also that goes for the things that they buy or the things that they want to do. They'd rather have one thing special rather than collect a lot of mediocre things, shall we say. So they're going to be quite, well, very, very discerning. That's going to take where they want to go to eat. There's a sort of, you know, student maybe that, you know, won't want to go out all the time, but they want to go to one special place once a month. You know, this is how you're going to get into the psyche of this person. They need to do something special. They don't do stuff for the sake of it, you know, and this is how you're going to get to know them, get to learn about them, and they learn about themselves. And I totally agree with this, you know, stick to this principle. When the rat does want to run around and sort of think, hey, come on, we want to be first there, the Capricorn rat will say, well, hold on a minute, let's wait until it gets the reputation, let the other people be the guinea pigs, and then, hey, and then once it's built a good name, then they will go there. Likewise, with their gigs, places they visit, they tend to visit quite steeped in tradition places, that sort of thing. They're not ones just to sort of go with the flow, go where everybody else is going on beanos, going on just drinking weekends somewhere where it's, you know, pretty ordinary. They're not interested in that. They're interested in quality, as I say, and that will go for, you know, they will have visions and dreams of how they want their life to go, and that's how they go. That's how they go about their thing. You know, they will wait for the top job. They won't just scratch around. They will wait for the right opportunity. They can be sort of sometimes seem to be quite, you know, there's not a lot happening, there's not a lot going on in their life, and everyone thinks, well, what are they waiting for? What are they waiting for? They're waiting for the right opportunity, because the Capricorn knows how to be discerning. It knows when to push forward and when not to, and they will know when that right job comes up for them, or that right chance, or that right girl, or that right fella. You know, they know, it's instinctive, but they will wait, they will bide their time. This is like the Rock of Gibraltar, you've got to remember, because you've got steeliness here. They don't mind their own company at all. Unlike some rats, they do like a lot of vivacity going on and bustling and hustling. The Capricorn rat doesn't mind their own company. They don't mind quiet times. In fact, they can be quiet very often. They go into very quiet, thoughtful modes, They care very deeply about their blood, about their kin. They love their brothers, sisters, they love their parents. They're happy to wait at home for X amount of years till the right move for them comes along. They're not ones to say, right, I've hit a certain age, I've got to get out of the house, I've got to get away from my parents, they're driving me bonkers, or whatever, anything like that. They're very, very caring and thoughtful in that sense. They love their family, and whoever they meet is also going to have to love their family. They're not going to be putting up with somebody not getting on with their mum, or not getting on with their dad, or being a bit nasty to their brother or sister. They're not going to put up with that. That's the easiest way to lose this person, is to be a bit flippant about any of their family members, or maybe an uncle. They've got a real kind uncle that they have got an attachment to, or auntie, or their grandparents. You know, they will like to see these people, but they also will enjoy their quiet time. They're happy sitting in the garden at home, and they'll be plotting, they'll be planning, and they'll be waiting for the right opportunity. They'll be reading a book while everybody else is going a bit crazy, and they say, no, my time will come. And this is where the quality shines through. I think these could be, you know, achieve anything. It's very, very possible. And whatever it takes study-wise, they could stay a student for X amount of years, so they get the right chance. So going to university, going for bachelor's degrees, staying on and on, they will do it. That's it, they will do it, because they know that's, hey, that's what I need to do. And they do love security. You know, we've got to remember, security is paramount to them. So, as I say, they're not going to rush into anything that's going to put anything at jeopardy of their future plans. They won't rush in, so don't rush them. They're not like your everyday rat. They're not like some of your others who, you know, as I say, can be a little bit promiscuous early doors, and just want to travel about going crazy sometimes. They're not like that, so get that vision of them doing that out of your mind. So how are you going to snare this character? Well, you're going to have to be patient just like them, and you're going to have to show that you're equally looking for quality, that you equally are looking for that's something out of the ordinary, really. You know, they will like their fine food, they will like to visit, as I say, very traditionally but up-tempo places, upper class places, you know, places where it is that little bit extra. They don't mind paying a little bit extra, because they know that's you know, their discerning nature. They're fine with that, you know, and they will go to the more expensive supermarkets, and their partner is going to have to sort of buy into this as well. Say, well, we don't buy so much, but what we buy quality of, and that's the way they're going to run it. So if we look at the characters that they're going to be very, very in tune with, well, always with the rats. I love the monkeys. The monkeys, okay, you know, the monkey does like to have a rush around, but they can do the tearing around in this relationship, and the Capricorn rat will just sit there and just say, yep, take it all on board. Be excellent guidance for the monkey, because the monkey will get reassurance from the rat. They will say, well, calm down a minute, let's look at it this way. Very, very intellectual, this combination. So it's going to give the monkey confidence. The monkey is capable of great things. It's only when they get that lack of confidence issue going, and they go a bit, you know, they get a bit panicky, and the lack of confidence comes in, and then they go in their shell. But the rat is so good, especially this rat, at saying, no, I believe in you, let's take our time, let's do it this way. And they are very good at convincing the monkey. You know, sometimes monkeys take a bit of convincing, because again, they're bright and they think, well, no, I know best. But they stop the monkey getting panicky and doing things too quickly, or, you know, maybe sometimes not delving enough into subjects. The rat says, hey, let's study this inside out. And it's really great for both of them, the confidence they give each other. And also the dragons, because the dragons with their larger-than-life personality, but their fantastic schemes. Now the rat combines this because the dragon is an achiever, and the dragon's dreams can seem a little fantastical sometimes, but they're massive, and the rat say, yeah, that's very, very possible. Why don't we do it like this? And the dragon loves to be listened to, and the rat will listen. The Capricorn rat will listen very, very attentively, and they will put in their little bits of advice, and the dragon listens. It's quite unusual, but they do. Not always will dragons listen to everybody. They like to be heard, but they don't always listen. But they will listen to the rat. They will listen. So that's a fantastic match. Ones we have to avoid for the rat are the horses, because the horses, as skillful as they are and as magnificent as they can be, and they have discerning taste themselves, but the horse has an unpredictability about them that makes the rat edgy, that brings the rat out in the Capricorn, where the Capricorn, as I said, is like a rock. Even with the horse around, it can make them slightly edgy, and it's very unusual to see them flap or get flustered, but when a horse is in the room, or a horse is involved in their in their area, or even, you know, at their works, they can create an anxiousness in the rat, but the rat really very rarely, you know, can explain this. Why has this happened? It's because that's what the horse does. The horse and the rat, they don't get on, and that's the reason why it's the one combination that, you know, gets all the anxiety going and brings out sort of like the quickness in the Capricorn, which they hide so well. You know, they've done well to keep the rat under control, but sometimes if there's a horse about in the scene, that control can go, and they end up having a massive, you know, rows, fights. It's not very good at all. If we look at health-wise for the Capricorn rat, well, we've seen this rock, this solidness, this person waiting for the right opportunity. Sometimes they can have blood pressure problems, and they don't have to be old to get these. It can be an issue because it's that inner balance, the inner fighting of the Capricorn. Yes, they're detached, but the rat still has those moments where may rise a bit. They get a bit, but the Capricorn calms it down. So fluctuations of blood pressure are going to be an issue, but, you know, checked out, and medication, that's very, very easily subdued nowadays, so it's not going to be a problem. Other than that, you've got a massively fit and, as I say, balanced individual. Well, thank you for joining me, and please join me for the next one. Thank you.